LeBron James, and that is DeMarcus Cousins showing no fear inside and throwing it down. And I'm told Andre Iguodala may have done a little more than just calm him down after that dunk. He probably got one of his own, yes. One more look, though, at Boogie with, oh, wow.
Oh, that looks like a Cousins poster.
Respect.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a new
look at
Puma.
this, though.
That's
Hang
a new
on.
Puma poster.
I've been told this is impressive as well.
Oh! The old man still has it.
Wow.
Over a teammate, though. That wasn't nice. Former teammate.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not nice. Supposed to just
He
lay
looked
it
at
out.
him and said, you remember how you get you in practice?
Yes, exactly.
Like
You remember.
Concerned with any of that. The Lakers still hold the 83-80 lead with 3 minutes to go in that third quarter. We watch Boogie throw it down disrespectfully, as you oh so eloquently pointed out. What, though, are you most looking forward to about what he brings to this Warriors team?
It's two things, and it's kind of a tie. It's the passing and the rebounding. Because we knew when we had Bogut, we know Bogut was a great passer.
Right.
But Bogut couldn't grab it off the rim and go coast to coast with
Right.
it.
Exactly.
So that dynamic now is like, we know Draymond can do it from time to time.
Right.
But now you have your center doing it that can shoot the three and facilitate like a point guard. So the other night you saw him hit KD and DC on
Right.
the road, for a dunk. Then you saw him hit Klay for a jump shot. So you're like, wait a minute. They have another guy
Right.
on the floor at the center position that can make things happen.
Another facilitator.
At any given possession.
Right. So what I liked about it, I have to go back to when he was at Kentucky and I was on that staff. And
I had a feeling you might bring that up.
but
Did he
you
go
know
to
what?
Kentucky? Is that where you went?
Yes,
Okay, got
exactly.
it. Now we're all caught
But
up.
being on
Continue.
Coach Cal's staff, I got an opportunity to see him
Yeah.
get the ball off the rim, push the ball down the court as a point guard, and he really wanted to be a point guard when John Wall and Eric Bledsoe was there. So I saw his whole skill set, but he does a great job of setting screens. And when you have a big to set screens for shooters like Curry and Klay Thompson, they love guys like that. Because when I played, I love guys that will come down, get my man, it allowed me to create that space, come off, and get an open, clean look. And then just his ability, as you said, to be able to facilitate and pass the ball. He can catch it down there on the low block. And what they run is a split screen that Karl Malone, John Stockton,
yep.
they used to run back in the day, and they set the best screen. So cutting to the basket, Klay is really good at, Steph is good at, and you have to honor what they do well. And you can't double DeMarcus now.
Right. Yeah. Well, so often we see a big grab a defensive rebound, hand it to whoever's closest. He looks up. He looks down the floor consistently. And now we're watching him as a 5 say, no, Steph, you get down the floor. No, Klay, get down the floor. I can handle this.
Well, what's so fun, too, I think it was the first game, he said he told Iguodala, should I say Iguodala was telling us in the interview that he had to remind Cuz, if you're open, shoot the basketball.
Right.
Because he's not used to being open. And secondly, I think Klay said it in our TNT game where this is the first time where he's not the best player on the court. So now it's like for Cousins, for all his life from AAU to even when he's at Kentucky.
Yes.
Between him and John Wall, you could have argued and said, you just who's the best player at that time, who went number 1, who went number 4 and 5 in the draft, right? So now being with KD, MVP, being with Steph, not back-to-back, the only unanimous MVP in NBA history. So now you check your ego at the door now, even in practice.
He had Anthony Davis as a teammate, though, also.
Yes, but
he got a chance to see all those guys.
You see, no, great point. No.
Fair.
I'm glad you said that, though, because at that point in time in college and you get to New Orleans, Anthony Davis is
But he
still
still
that
was
guy.
getting his numbers, though. He still was getting you a double-double, and he still was getting his assists.
And now in his first time in his career, his 14 and 7 is like getting 25
It is.
with the Warriors.
Especially with this team. You
And
know,
that's what he sees now.
You look at how well he's played just coming back from that Achilles injury. I don't think any of us saw him playing as well as he's playing right now because I thought it would take him time to get his rhythm. Of course, getting in shape because anytime you come back from any kind of major injury, it's playing time. It's not practice time. It's playing time because the game intensity changed from practice to game, and we elevate our intensity level. And that's what I've seen from him, but just on the minute restriction, which is so different when we played.
Yeah.
When you came back, you played.
You were back.
Yeah, you're back. It's like, oh, you're not going to play 20 minutes? No, you're back.
Man.
But it's not just that he needed time to come back from injury. It's that he also was expected to play at the fastest level he's ever been expected to play at in his career with Golden State.
He wasn't so much rushed back, and he got a chance to see these guys play up close. It's one thing to play against them, but when you're on the bench, you're sitting there really watching those guys perform and seeing what they do well, and then you have to figure out how am I going to fit in with this team. I don't want to take away from the chemistry and the rhythm that this team has. So he's actually came back and they inserted him back in. You have to give a lot of credit to that coaching staff, how they have played him, but how he fits in from the passing, setting screens, getting the ball off the rim, being a facilitator. He's playing his complete game right now, and there's no pressure.
Well, let's look elsewhere in the Western Conference and check in on last year's MVP, shall we? Because the Houston Rockets have lost a couple in a row, and I think James Harden just decided that might not happen again tonight. They lead the way 63-50 at the half, but DZ, he's got 29 already.
He has to. It's weird because TD knows a shooter. You want to play with somebody who's willing to share. The guy gets 55 and he still has 10 assists. Yes. He gets, I think the other night when he had the 60, he still had, what, I think 12 assists. So yes. The way they're playing, take-turn basketball, one-on-one, whatever you want to call it, people, it's working for them.
Right.
It's not for everybody. It's very simple. We talk about the Warriors. Everyone's trying to copycat them. That's the Warriors. So that's what I appreciate. But then as a shooter, sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, I couldn't play with James Harden. I'm not going to touch the ball. How do I find rhythm?
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22 there.
And we do talk about this. As shooters, we're talking about that rhythm, man. If I go down the court 5 times and I don't touch the ball and the ball finally swings to me, chances are I'm probably going to miss that shot. And it's all about the rhythm and feeling the ball, feeling the seams and being able to shoot, get that rhythm, put the ball on the floor.
Yes.
But as you said earlier, it's the style. It's their style. Every team has a different style. You have to look at your personnel, and you can't get caught up in what another team is doing. That's not your team, and you don't have that personnel.
Well, as we talk about the MVP race, many would argue Nikola Jokic should be in it. And the highlights will continue after the break with the Denver Nuggets in action.
I like watching them play, boy. Ooh,
Minnesota taking on the Timberwolves.
Tough back-to-back.